So it looks pretty much like brand new. Yeehaw! Well, hello everyone. This is Randy from Harmon Outdoors. It's rainy outside today, so it's a good day to do an inside project. Yesterday, a good friend of mine, he has a Husqvarna zero-turn mower, and he was using it for probably all of 5 minutes and slid down a bank and hit a culvert and broke the shaft off the front tire. So he told me about it, and he said, you know what, I'm gonna just go ahead and see how much one of them cost. And I said, well, why do that? I said, if you don't mind, just give it to me for a day or two, and I'll change out the shaft, and it'll be just like brand new. So it's a little bit older Husqvarna, but so we're gonna get a whole new shaft. The brace that goes across is kind of bent anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it out, get a new piece of metal going across, drill a hole in it, get the right shaft. I believe it looks like it's almost a little less than an inch, but let's find out. We're going to go ahead and mic it. Looks like it is a 7/8. 7/8. Actually, it looks like somebody did a bunch of grinding, so it may have been bent a little bit already. So probably even a 57/64 ought to work if I can get one. Well, let's start with the project today. And the first thing I'm going to do, my air is on. We're going to go ahead and take the tire off. So let's go ahead and do that now. It's a 7/8 nut and bolt. All right, so we'll leave everything right there. But again, if you could see this bracket going across, the best way to do this, because there's no way you're really going to drill all of it out, we're going to go ahead and cut that off completely, put a whole new piece back in, and get a shaft, and it'll be just like new. So let me try to arrange this a little bit where you might be able to see it a little better. Maybe, maybe not. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and cut that piece out. Looks like just about all the way through. There we go. Let's turn that around. All right, we got it cut all the way through, but it looks like there's a little bit of weld on the upper shaft up on the inside. So let me go ahead and cut this right here and here where I can be able to get to where somebody had welded already. All right, we got the one side out. All right, we got that out. So if you could see, just a little bit on this side, and if you flip it around, a little bit on this side is welded. So I'm going to go ahead and probably get that with a die grinder, and then I'll use my other 90-degree grinder and grind all this smooth on both sides so I can be able to put another plate going across. So let me go get the die grinder. That ought to work perfect. like just about out. All right, now it's completely out. So what I'm going to do right now is just grind everything down nice and smooth, clean it up real good, get my measurements, and be able to put in a new piece and get another shaft, and I'll show you when I weld it back in place. Let me go ahead and clean this up now. All right, I'm going to do a little grinding on it to get it where I need to start doing the welding part. So let me just grind a little bit on it. Looks like somebody had in the past been doing a little beating on it. So let's try to clean it up a little bit. That right there looks nice and clean. That inside part is really where I need to get to. Let me see if I can get it with this die grinder. All right, everything looks good. Let me just get the pieces that I need made up, and I'll weld it all in place. I'll be back in just a little bit. All right, now that I have the base all set, I went ahead, did a little bit more grinding on the sides. The face where the shaft is going to come out looks nice and clean. I'm going to go ahead and get the metal already cut out. So we're going to cut this 4 inches long, and then we're going to put a 7/8 hole in it. Then I was trying to find a piece of shaft. I didn't find anything in the shop, but I went down where my metal rack is, and I actually found a piece of 7/8 stainless. So we're going to use a stainless shaft. That way, if anyone wants to run into anything, it's going to take them a little while to bend that. I think I need only 4 inches long, but I'm going to start out with 6 just to give myself a little playroom. So let's go ahead and get this piece of a metal cut. Again, this is going to be 4 inches. 4 inches long, and we're going to drill a 7/8 hole in the center. All right, this piece here is going to lay right in here. And again, we're going to put a hole in it. That way the shaft will come up through it, right inside the hole. And then I could put a nice bead of weld around it. And then I'll weld this in place as well. Let's go ahead and cut the shaft now. We're going to cut the shaft, like I said, 6 inches. I think I only need 4, but I could always cut a little bit off, but I can never stretch it. So it's always better to be just a little longer than a little shorter. Again, that's going to be 6 inches there. Let's go ahead and cut that. All right, and I'm going to clean that up just a little bit on the grinder. You put like a little beveled edge on it, like on this side. So now I'm going to try and find a 7/8 drill bit. But again, when you drill, you don't just go ahead and drill a 7/8. You start out very small, maybe a pilot size, work your way up. Probably going to use 4 or 5, maybe even 6 different bits until I get up to the 7/8 that I need. So let me go ahead and get the bits ready, and then I'll be back. All right, I got a good selection of drill bits. I went ahead and cleaned this plate off. I found my center hole and put a center punch in it. That way the the drill bit can go directly in the center. So we'll go ahead and get started. I got about, I don't know, 4 or 5 drill bits. And again, we're going to a 7/8, which is this size right here. So as you can imagine, it would take forever. Plus, it would probably dull about half a dozen of these drill bits going from nothing to this size. So we're going to go ahead and try and step it up a little bit. And let's see how it goes. All right, that's the first one. That wasn't too bad. And you have to have some type of cooling oil or cutting oil to be able to drill so your drill bit doesn't get all hot and scalded. Let me find a little container where I can put all my filings in. Well, there's no better place than put it in a dustpan. Let me grab a rag as well. All right, first one went perfect. Let's keep going at it. All right, let's see. The next size, we're going to go to a 1732. This drill press that I'm using, my dad's brother, my Uncle Leroy, he gave me this drill press back probably at least 20 years, if not more. He used to be a machinist. He's now since passed away, but he gave this to me. Well, that went through perfect as well. So that was a 1732. Let's go ahead and bump it up to 11/16. That was another good job. I believe I need to bump that up a little bit more before I go right to the 7/8. So let me, yeah, I need to bump it up at least once more. Let me grab another drill bit. Let's try and take it to a 3/4. Just for safety reasons, I'm going to go ahead and put 2 clamps on the side. All right, let's give it a shot. All right, let's see if we can go right to 7/8 right now. I may have to step it up one more time, but let's just go ahead and try it. Of course, this drill bit has been used before. Just about there. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. And not too terribly hot. All right. Let's take the beveled end. Oh my goodness. That is beautiful. Beautiful fit. That way I can weld it both on the back and in here to make a nice firm. It's a nice tight fit. That is wonderful. So let's take it back on the workbench and let's see how everything fits together. All right, I'm going to go ahead and clean this other side up and then we'll try and fit everything together. Okay, so the shaft is going to go in here. Like so. All right. Whoops. All right. It's going to go in there. It's nice and flush. And it's going to go through here, through the hole. just like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and tack it in place. Tomorrow after work, I'm going to go take it to where the lawnmower is, make sure everything is nice and straight. There's no funky, weird angles that I need to worry about, and then I'll finish welding it. But so far, it's looking great. All right, what I'm going to go ahead and do right now is just kind of tack everything in place. That way I can test it tomorrow before I do the final weld. The only thing that's kind of tricky with this, and I have a couple right angle guides right now clamped down to just try and hold everything in place. Let's go ahead and just give it a quick tack on both sides. That'd be good if I turn my gas on. All right, that's good right there for now. Actually, let me go ahead and put a bead on the bottom. All right, I'm going to go ahead and tack weld that on. I'm actually going to put the tire on it and give it a quick tack and test it tomorrow. And then I'll bring it back here and we'll do the final weld. Well, I made some good progress today. I went ahead after I made sure everything was fitted right. I went ahead and welded everything in so everything is in place. Went ahead and put a couple coats of orange paint on it, so it looks pretty much like brand new. And then I went ahead, what we're going to have now, once it's fitted up inside, this washer will be on top. And then I went ahead and drilled for a cotter key to go up inside. So there's just one more thing I have left to do, and then this will be all finished. I need to trim a little bit off the top. So let me go ahead and do that right now. Let me open this up a little bit more. Let me put this towel down to help protect everything I've done so far today. All right, that should be good. Let me get these saw out. My porta-band. I'm just going to take off about a ½ inch. I'm going to go ahead and just bevel the edge, just so nobody accidentally ever goes and cuts themselves. Everything I pretty much cut, I always go ahead and take all the burrs off. And that's it. So again, once Mike goes ahead and fits this in, this will be on the top. Cotter key will go inside, and everything ought to be working just perfect. Another friend of mine had texted me last night, and he said he had looked around and he couldn't find one any cheaper than about $185. So here, with just a couple hours worth of work, I went ahead and it made it just like pretty near like new. And again, I went ahead and luckily I had a 7/8 stainless shaft, so that worked out perfect. So I guarantee there's no way this is ever going to break again. But again, thank you so much for watching Harmon Outdoors. Again, my name is Randy. Please go down and subscribe so you can get my next video. But I love doing this type of fabricating. And thank you very much for watching. Everyone have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.